The late November dusk draped the Redstone Plains in a heavy shroud of twilight and frost, the 200-acre Texas ranch stirring beneath a vast sky streaked with deep purples, fiery reds, and the faintest threads of silver that bled into the horizon like molten veins, the lake a glassy expanse of liquid obsidian reflecting the fading light. Its surface shivering with a bitter breeze that swept through the brittle, frost-crusted grasses, carrying the sharp scent of frozen pine, damp clay, the musky tang of cattle, and a faint trace of chimney smoke from distant hearths, wildflowers huddling in sparse, defiant patches of yellow and purple along the water's edge, their petals rimed with ice. Trembling against the cold that gripped their fragile stems, ancient oaks standing as eternal sentinels, their gnarled branches swaying in a slow, mournful dance, casting long shadows across the frost-glazed ground, their bark etched with the scars of countless winters. But at the southeast corner, where the plains dipped into a low swale fringed with cottonwoods, tangled sumac, and frost-dusted sagebrush, John Parker, a rugged 54-year-old cowboy in a weathered Stetson, froze mid-stride, his boots crunching the frost with a brittle snap as a low, sinister hum ruptured the silence. A quantum horizon pulse emitter, its sleek black spires rising from the swale's soil like venomous thorns, their tips glowing red as they locked onto a crystalline verdant node pulsing with a radiant topaz light that shimmered through the twilight like a beacon of untamed power. Victor Drake stepping from a black armored truck parked on the swale's ridge, his tailored suit a stark contrast to the wild terrain, his voice slicing through the emitter's hum with cold, unrelenting menace. This node's the endgame. Parker, Redstone falls tonight. John drawing his revolver with a swift, practiced motion, the cold steel steady in his calloused hand, firing a shot that sparked off an emitter's spire with a sharp clang. The sound reverberating across the plains like a war cry, his growl cutting through the icy air. You're on my land, Drake, crawl back to your hole or I'll bury you in this swale. Sarah Bennett racing from the ridge, her breath fogging in the freezing air, her boots slipping on the frosted gravel, rifle cocked and raised, her shout piercing the chaos. They've pinned the southeast node. It's waking fast. Frank Hensley charging down from the swale's crest, his bulk heaving under a heavy coat, shotgun gripped tight, his voice a thunderous roar. Quantum's coming for blood, the air crackling with defiance, desperation, and the raw edge of survival, a swarm of quantum drones buzzing low overhead. Their sleek black shells glinting like polished obsidian, red lasers slashing through the frost with surgical precision, searing the ground into steaming scars. The lake's dark glow dimming beneath a gathering cloud of dust, frost, and unrelenting threat, the wildflowers trembling, their roots deep in the Texas soil. The past week had been a taut, hard-fought stalemate after the northeast node's defense, Redstone's gates fortified with steel and chain, the sign, Redstone endures, permission only, a resolute marker of John's unyielding stand. The co-op's railway humming with steady shipments of late corn, wheat, sorghum, and pecans, their steel tracks glinting coldly under a pale November sun, Clara May's silo gleaming with fresh paint, its silhouette a beacon of renewal against the frost-dusted horizon. Steve and the Enclave patrolling tractorway with quiet vigilance, their lanterns swaying like fireflies along the gravel path, casting pools of warm light on the icy ground. Tessa and Ethan rigging more tin can alarms along the fences, their small hands tugging at twine, their chatter a defiant spark in the cold. Dakota prowling the trails with ears pricked, his heeled legs strong, his low growls a warning to any shadow that lingered. Michelle knitting scarves by the hearth, the soft click of needles mingling with the fire's crackle, but the verdant network's awakening gnawed at John's gut like a relentless beast. Lena Carter's ledger, its pages brittle with age, ink faded but insistent, hinting at a southeast node, a faint whisper growing louder, confirmed by Dr. Elenina Chin's detectors spiking during a midnight sweep. It's unstable but potent, could tie the web together, Chin warned, her glasses fogging as she recalibrated the device. Lena adding, Quantum's desperate, they know it's the key. And they've got new tech. John's eyes narrowing, his jaw tightening as he leaned against the barn's weathered wall. They'll hit harder, smarter. Sarah beside him, her rifle slung over her shoulder, nodding grimly. They're learning us, John. Drake's not bluffing. That dusk, riding out with Frank to scout the swale after Jess's tip about Vance's meeting, the frost stinging his face, the cold biting at his knuckles through his gloves. He'd caught the emitter's low hum rising like a predator's growl, a storm shattering the fragile peace he'd clawed back, the wildflowers enduring, their roots deep in the Texas soil. The confrontation exploded into a furious, chaotic maelstrom, the drones descending in a relentless swarm, their sleek shells glinting like polished obsidian in the twilight, red lasers searing the ground with ruthless precision, frost melting into blackened, steaming scars that smoked in the cold. John dodging a beam that grazed his hat, the heat singeing the brim, rolling behind a cottonwood stump with a grunt, his heart pounding, his revolver barking as he fired. The shot cracking a drone's hull with a satisfying crunch, sending it spiraling into the swale in a plume of dust and sparks that scattered across the frost, Sarah shouting over the deafening din. "Protect the node. It's their only target." Her rifle spitting fire, its report echoing off the swale's low hills, another drone tumbling, its wreckage crunching against the frozen sagebrush. Frank's shotgun roaring like a thunderclap, a third drone exploding midair, shrapnel raining down like jagged hail, peppering the ground, Matt and Tom flanking from the ridge. Their boots slipping on the icy incline, rifles blazing in a relentless cacophony of defiance. Hold, M off, keep M from the node. Victor remaining unfazed, barking orders from the ridge with a cold, predatory sneer, his operatives fanning out in tactical precision, their black gear stark against the frost-dusted plains. A disruptor thudding into the dirt near the node with a heavy thud, its sleek casing humming with a high-pitched wail that fractured the topaz light into jagged, flickering shards. Lena sprinting from the barn, her breath fogging, her boots slipping on loose gravel, the verdant tablet clutched tight, its symbols glowing with eerie intensity. "They'll destabilize it, blow the whole web." Her voice raw with panic, John aligning the regulation key, its etched runes flaring with a burst of topaz light. A shockwave rippling outward through the frost, the disruptor shorting with a sharp crackle and a puff of acrid smoke. But Victor's laugh echoed, chilling and triumphant, "You're too late." Parker, the southeast's ours, the emitter's spires sinking deeper, their red glow pulsing, the node's light wavering like a candle in a gale, Hank's co-op truck roaring up, gravel spraying. "We're here," Quantum's pulling every trick. Matt shouting, "They've got ground units, closing fast." Tom firing, "We're boxed." The wildflowers trembling, their roots deep in the Texas soil. Midday brought a co-op council at Roy's barn, the air thick with tension, the musty scent of hay and motor oil mingling with the bite of frost, the rafters creaking under 35 farmers, Hank pacing. "Northeast's ours, southeast's next, Clara May firm, Parker's our anchor, Lila, now Quantum's pawn. Snarling, he's poison, $70, 000 to ditch him. Roy countering, they'll gut us," Jed adding. "My kids starve if we fold." Mary shouting, "Drones hit my fence." Cal grumbling, "Pumps still dry." John steady, "Unity's our shield." Sarah showing Vance's burner phone, Drake's texts, Chin warning. "Southeast the web's heart." Lila bolting, "I'm done." Hank roaring, "She's dead to US." The vote fracturing, Jess whispering, "I'm with you." The wildflowers enduring, their roots deep in the Texas soil. Afternoon saw Lila's trap, Vance at the swale. Drake wants the co-op broken. John intercepting, "Lila, you're done." Lila sneering, "You're buried." Eli emerging. "John, stop." John pleading, "Break free." Eli faltering, "Can't." Fleeing, Sarah noting, "He's close." Jess proving loyalty. Vance meets tomorrow, the wildflowers trembling, their roots deep in the Texas soil. Night unleashed Quantum's escalation, a convoy hitting the south, drones torching a barn, flames roaring, John and the Ridge Riders racing over, Dakota snarling. Michelle with Tessa and Ethan signaling, red flares. John dousing the blaze, Frank tackling Eli, Drake's puppet. Eli escaping, "It's bigger." The south node pulsing, Chin shouting, all linked. The wildflowers enduring, their roots deep in the Texas soil. Dawn rallied the co-op, Hank vowing, "Lila's out. We're iron." Clara May assigning patrols, Roy firm, "No surrender." John fortifying the southeast, shipments rolling, Steve's enclave guarding, ain't breaking, Quantum retreating, the wildflowers trembling, their roots deep in the Texas soil. John sat by the oak, bourbon warming his hand, Sarah beside, Eli's cracking, Lena adding, webs growing, the plains defiant, the wildflowers enduring, their roots deep in the Texas soil.